Alright, something a little different today. What I have here is the seat out of our buddy Mike's Detroit Diesel GMC, 1952 GMC. And I just got done supporting it. All these springs had little springs holding them in place, so they, when you sat on them, they wouldn't get cattywampus. So I just got done replacing right here. Instead of putting springs in, I used some stainless steel aircraft wire and twisted it in place so none of these are going to come out. And there was 80 of them, and then some on the sides here. Some of the clips were rusted and broken off. Yeah, we took all the foam off of this and the material and everything because the inside it was mouse infested. So Mike pressure washed this whole thing, and then, like I say, I put all these springs in here. And our next step is going to be put some burlap on it. I may even put 2 coats of burlap on there, and that prevents the springs from going through the foam. But some areas like this here, I want to go around and wrap this with some Gorilla Tape and everything, so that these have no way of going through the material, you know, the vinyl. So I just got done a motorcycle seat for Daddy Dirt Bike, and it came out pretty good. Got a nice little red French stitch around it and everything. That's for his Harley Davidson tricycle. I think he'll be happy with that. But anyway, back to this. This is the bottom, and the back of the seat is actually pretty good, and we'll show you that later. But right now, I'm going to wrap this in certain areas with some Gorilla Tape, and then we'll turn these back on. It's nice and firm. You know, that's what Mike wanted. I don't know if you can see this, but this is really nice and firm, so he'll be happy with that. Alright, yeah, I had to stick you way back here, so hopefully you can hear me. But like I said, I'm going to put 2 layers on here. Put this on, then I'm going to spray some glue on here and flip it over. Make it extra strong for Mike. So there's no right or wrong way of doing this. I don't care what anybody says. You just put them on with hog rings. Maybe you can see me. I'm going to be down here. I'm going to stretch this down this way. Put one down here. In here going in the middle and the end. Just has to hold this in place. Alright, I'm going to go around this whole thing and stretch this out. I don't want to stretch it too much. Alright, let me do that and I'll get back to you. Alright, we got that hog ring in place, and it's in good shape. This is something you don't have to do. I'm going to double it up only because it's our buddy Mike. You know, it's like I say, it's something you really don't have to do. But I got the extra material, so I'm going to glue that down. Come up here. There we go. There we go. Use an extra hand here, but that's what we got. put more hog rings in it than I had to, but like I say, it's for Buddy Mike. And I didn't clip the sides down here yet. I'm gonna go around and do that again. All right. Alright, I'm going to glue that down and then hog ring around the ends, and we should be done with that. Alright, you were happy with that. It's like a freaking trampoline now. Like I say, you didn't have to put two layers of this on there. Matter of fact, a real upholsterer wouldn't have done that. You know, wouldn't have wasted the money or time, or the hog rings. They would have put maybe 6 or 8 hog rings on the whole thing just to hold the cloth in place. But like I say, it's for our buddy Mike, so we'll make it nice for him. Alright, we'll show you when we're putting the foam on it. Alright, it's another day, and it just came out nice. I'm happy with this. What I'm going to do now is down here, I want to put some tape, you know, duct tape, Gorilla tape or something like that, because there's a sharp edge. On the front it don't matter too much, you know, because the material is going to bend down. You see that? Bend down, it won't be near that sharp edge. But the back is another story. Look. You see the back here, the way the angle of the seat is, this material is going to come down and lay right on that edge. It won't probably won't create any problems, but you know, any sharp edges you have, I want to cover, because this was actually in pretty bad shape, and Mike had to all these pieces here. You guys probably can't see because everything's so dark and black. I don't know if that's going to help you any, but all these ribs here were all disconnected because all they were done, they were just pinch weld. They weren't even welded, they were just pinched in place, and they were all disconnected. So Mike, he welded them all back in place, and I want to put some tape over the edge of that to keep it from ripping through the fabric. So, all right, that's where I'm going to go next. I'll turn you back on when we go somewhere else. All right. This is all ready for to put the foam on, and I just happen to have a piece of foam right here. All right. And now what I got to do is I'm gonna glue this. I'm actually gonna glue this. I'm gonna fold it back, glue both sides, and then put that down, and then these edges here, I'm actually going to fold under. This is real firm. Mike wanted a firm seat. It's going to be tough to work with. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to thin it out up here, cut it on an angle, and then it'll be a lot easier to fold under. And then I'll fold it under, and we'll hog ring it to the bottom. And that's what gives you that's what gives you a nice round edge on the front seats. So. I'm going to have to do that without you because, like I say, this is pretty firm stuff, and it's going to be tough to work with, so it's going to take me a while. Alright, another day here, and I finally got this piece of foam. This is glued down, and I actually had to glue a piece of vinyl all the way around it so I could wrap it around and get my nice round edge that I was looking for. You know, and the vinyl helped me wrap it around there and hog ring it, because when I was trying to hog ring it, this foam is so dense and firm that hog ring was just ripping out. You know, I mean, it was too tough, I even had to cut out, this is a 2-inch foam, and I cut out a 1/2 inch of it from underneath, and that helped a lot. But anyway, we got that ready. Now we just got to make some templates, some patterns. Let's call them patterns. I got this material here. It's actually made for patterns. You know, it's like a plastic, a real firm plastic, but it's soft and supple, and it's reinforced with the fiberglass thread in there. But I don't think I'm going to use it, you know, because usually, yeah, that'll be okay to use. But usually, what I do is when I make templates or patterns, I make them out of masking tape. Here's a motorcycle seat I did recently, and you get a more positive, more defined pattern, and I like that better. Here's the edge that goes around, and it goes like that. But anyway, I like that better. So I'm gonna make this pattern out of masking tape and paper, and we'll see what happens. All right, I'll show you when I get started. All right, this is just a roll of construction paper, real construction paper. You know, this is pretty thick stuff. It's they actually use this to put down like in new houses when they put a floor in, or anywhere they put a floor in and they're going to be walking on it. They cover it with this kind of paper. But anyway, I'm going to use this for the flat, and then I'll use some masking tape. That'll save a little masking tape for me. I'm pretty low on it anyway. But anyway, yeah, this isn't a tutorial on how to do upholstery or anything like that. This is just showing you the process of me making a seat cover for Mike here. So, all right, let me get to that, and I'll turn you back on. All right, it's working out well. Looks like you waste a lot of tape, but you really don't. You know, a roll of tape, I think, is $5 or something. Just gotta make sure you don't pull too tight. So what I'm gonna do is go around and put a layer of this on, and then come back and put a layer lengthwise. You know, that holds everything together. I think even after that, I might put a third. Sometimes I put a third, sometimes I don't. So you gotta be careful. You don't pull it too tight, because you can. You know, like this. You can see how it moves. So. All right, I'm gonna go around and finish this whole thing up, and then we'll make the pattern. All right, that didn't take long. And we're happy. We actually put 3 layers on there, so it's, you know, it's almost like canvas. And that was only a roll and a half, so not bad. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay out the pattern, even the pattern of the pleats that Mike wants. Mike wants some wide pleats, like 4.5 inches or so, and he wants to keep it pretty simple. But yeah, this came out real good. I was looking at it and I didn't realize that it doesn't have much of a slope to it. You know, maybe an inch or two, you know, from the front to the back. But that's okay. There's the back. All right, so let me lay this out. Let me find the center, and then we'll see where we're going to cut our patterns. We're going to cut right around the top here, right around the middle. It's going to be a French seam in there, so I'd like to keep the seam just below the level part. So, all right, let me lay that out, and then I'll turn these guys back on. All right, got all the patterns laid out, all the pleats the way I want them. Like I said, I think they're 4.5 inch pleats, and the end here is going to be just clear. And I got everything marked up, got my center line marked up here. And there's going to be a seam coming down here, a little seam here, and That's the whole pattern on the top there. And I got all the back, and even my notations here. Got to add 6 inches to the bottom to pull it under and hog ring it. And then over here on the sides it'll be 4 inches. So that's it. It's all ready to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the slits here in the corner, and I think I'm going to try and just pull the whole thing off and then cut it all with scissors here. So, alright, let me try that, and then we'll turn you back on, let you know how I made out. Alright, yeah, I got all the patterns cut, and I'm happy with them. I don't think I can go back any further on this to let you guys see the whole thing. But it came out pretty good. Usually on like a motorcycle seat, you only have to do half of it, and then fold everything in half, and you know, it's symmetrical. But you know, this seat's 70 years old or so, 60 years old, I don't know. But it's not really too symmetrical. But let me put this over here on the fender, or here, put that on the chair for you. Get it out of your way. Bear with me here. I don't have a cameraman. Here's the side panels, driver's side panel, and even them. You know, I had to make 2 of them because, you know, both sides aren't identical on this old stuff. Where's the other one? There we go. I mean, they're close, but not close enough to duplicate. I would have had to fill it with polyester and stuff like that. You know, this way, if I make these patterns and cut them out the way they should be on the material, they'll be exact to this one piece of foam. What else we got here? Oh, here we got the 2 aprons. It's only going to have 5 pieces. This here is back apron, and that came out pretty good. And then we got the front apron. You gotta try not to let these stick themselves together. You know, I mean, they're sticky, but and when you put them on stuff, they'll stick good enough to hold them in place, which is nice. But if they stick to each other, then you get problems. So, okay, this is the front. All right, so we'll bring these inside and lay them out on some material and cut them out, and then we'll go from there. All right, we'll see you inside. All right. Got our pattern laid out on our material here. It might look brown on the camera, but it's actually maroon. So I'm going to trace our pattern out. You know what's nice about this? When you make it out of tape, it actually sticks to the material, so it ain't going to move. So I'm going to use my space pen here. It's pretty good. You know, you could erase it and stuff like that. You know, it just wipes away with water. There's usually a link in the description if you guys want one of these. They're pretty good pans. Alright. I don't know if you can see over here, but probably not. Alright. Let me come over here for you. Excuse my back. Gonna mark my center line here. Center line. Center line. Alright, where was I? I think I got the whole thing. Alright, let's go around here. Probably can't see much over here, huh? Alright, we're almost done. And then finish going on the other end there, and we'll lay out the pleats. Alright, got all our pleats marked out, and all our marks for everything we need, so we'll take this off now. Sticking better than I thought it would. Alright, let me finish taking that off and I'll turn you back on. You don't have to watch me do that, right? Alright, I'm going to put the pleats in now. Mark them up anyway. I don't know how much you guys can see. You probably can't see much, huh? I'll show you what it looks like after I do it. Got so many lines here, I gotta make sure I mark the right ones. Alright, I got quite a few more, so I'm going to shut these down. You don't have to watch me, especially if you can't see what I'm doing, right? Alright, here's a better look at it. There's our edge and all our pleats. Probably from the camera point of view, it doesn't look like they're square, but they are. You know, that's just how things look. So I was going to try and make this one video, but I think this one's probably getting close to a half hour, and maybe we'll try and get this done in 2 videos, because we still have to put the foam on the bottom of this, and then sew the pleats in, and then make all the other pieces, and then sew it all together, and then put it on, and then put the hog rings on. So we're not going to fit that in what little we have left, so we're going to call this one good. So what do you guys say? Enough of this? Alright, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging in there with us.